Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. The weather report for this weekend for a lot of you is going to be pretty wet and stormy, so be prepared for that. I'm already seeing storm alerts and weather alerts out across the Midwest, Iowa, Missouri, northern Missouri, western Missouri, Kansas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, all of those places. Be watching, because some of it, according to the weather report, there could be some tornadoes and some damaging storms. So be watchful of that. The weather has been crazy already this year. I'll get to more of that here in just a minute, but definitely be prepared this weekend just in case, because I mean, there's a bigger threat to you, some of you, this weekend due to the weather than there is what's going on in Iran this weekend. So just keep that in mind. Speaking of Iran, a delegation to try to hash out and nail down this peace deal has left the United States, going to Pakistan, but Iran says that they're not going to go. They said they're not going to go, and they're not going to be part of this peace deals, whatever it is, delegation, until Israel agrees to stop attacking Lebanon. So this whole thing that's been built up for the last few days of this big ceasefire, peace, the war is over, we won, blah blah blah, may come to an end this weekend. They're supposed to meet Saturday. We'll see what happens. That's tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, things just look like they're probably not going to completely be over for a while there. The United States is still sending a lot of military equipment and personnel into the area, and of course Israel is still engaged heavily with Lebanon. They announced this morning that they're going to start targeting ambulances, because they believe that the ambulances in Lebanon are being used by the military covertly. So, I mean, we've all heard this before. So it's not going to end anytime too soon. And the thing is even if it does, there'll just be another one, because we're already talking about putting troops in Ecuador. We're already talking about going after Cuba. We're already talking about, seizing Greenland. I mean, it's this never-ending cycle from a peace president, I guess. Anyways. That stuff is important, but I don't know that it's as important as the other big things that are happening. And it's the stuff that's been going on for, a couple of decades. And that's just preparing the masses for the radical change that's coming to our society, which is the Great Reset, New World Order, all that kind of stuff. They've been planning this garbage for years and years and years. And we've been talking about it for that long, but it's now starting to really come together. De-dollarization, technology, all of that kind of stuff, debt, everything is starting to come together to the point that it's getting really, really difficult to ignore the fact that these things are happening. The president has been, since day one, big on cryptocurrency. He has talked over the last several months about how, he wants to revamp and redo the whole financial system in America, to switch it over to cryptocurrency, which is crazy to me, because under Biden, everyone was panicked that he was, going to switch us to this, digital currency, digital dollar, Fed digital currency, all this kind of stuff. But then Donald Trump openly talks about it, says that that's exactly what he wants to do, and everyone is just quiet about it. Even Marco Rubio, quite a while back, had made a statement that in a few years that we won't even be able to sanction countries, because everything will be using other currencies and cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. So that is where we're moving. And along with that is the technology, the AI, loss of your rights. And I believe that that's why we're seeing all of this chaotic stuff happening. And even more so now. The chaos just within our own U.S. government is starting to really break down. The lines of loyalty are breaking down. I mean, just in the last several days, the things that's going on within the Republican Party, within the MAGA group, seems to be breaking down. Some people are starting to talk about the possibility of Trump being impeached or 25th Amendment used on him, that he won't make it to the end of his term. And things are just strange in that way. I would suspect that something is up, because of just how it's happened. I mean, if you remember back a year or so ago when Elon Musk turned on Trump, remember that? He came out and started tweeting that, Trump was on the Epstein file list and all this. There was this trash talk between the two of them, and then all of a sudden they kissed and made up. And then the Epstein files partially came out, but what did come out even more, there was even more suspicion about Donald Trump, and then that all went away. And now you've got other very major influencers in the MAGA, Republican Party, conservative, whatever, kind of doing the same thing, coming out and calling for Trump to be removed. People are calling him demonic. People are saying that he's the Antichrist. I mean, these are big-time influencers like Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I just want to continually remind you that it's supposed to be crazy. That's what they want. They want it to be crazy, so that it throws everyone off, and it looks like the world that we live in is truly falling apart. And it is falling apart, but they want to make it look really, really bad, and that we don't know who to trust. We don't know who to lean on, who to follow, until, of course, they bring about, the big grand solution, which will be, heavily laced with AI and all of this hyper technology, that it's going to fix everything, right? There's a bug that's driving me nuts. Good gracious, in my ear and everything. Anyways, they're going. That's the big plan. That's the big New World Order, Great Reset, Agenda 2030 plan. It's the end times plan. And so we're watching it. Every time we see these different things happen, and it seems so chaotic and it's confusing, and it's sometimes we just can't figure out why this is happening, where this is coming from, and we worry, that all this stuff is falling apart and breaking down, and it is. For instance, the great wealth transfer that's been going on for a decade now. COVID really ramped it up, and it's still happening with increasing debt, devaluation of the dollar, rising prices everywhere. It's just going to get worse. It'll probably get significantly worse this year. I've been telling you about, of course, the oil shortages and oil prices increase, fertilizers, the weather. The National Weather Service just came out yesterday and said that March was the hottest. This past March was the hottest March on record for like the last 123 years in the United States, something like that. And there's massive droughts all over the place. That little mosquito fly, it's a mosquito, that's what it is. It's driving me nuts. It's all worsening. So it's going to cause prices to go up. It's going to cause shortages. It's starting to sound very biblical. And I know that, just this video, you're probably thinking, my goodness, he's all over the board. He's talking about every little thing. And yes, that's the point. All of this stuff, it's coming together, and it's been building. It's been kind of building those connections for years now. And some of you know that. Some of you are quite well aware that everything that's happening, that it's all part of a plan, the tentacles, the connections, it's all there, even though it's not always obvious. But it's all being done for a purpose. And so I want to strongly encourage you to not get downhearted, not to give up, not to get depressed, not to be sad, not to feel like that this is overwhelming. It's too much. You can't prepare for all of this. You can't survive all of this, because that's not true. That's not true. That's what they want you to believe. That's what they want you to believe, because they want you to get to a point that you just trust in them, trust in the solution that they offer. And so that's why we prepare ourselves physically, but also we prepare ourselves spiritually, so that we can have the strong faith to get through this. And so as all this just transpires, and I mean, it's like every day something crazy happens. Every day it's like, wow, I didn't have that on my bingo card today. Just remember that God is still in control, okay? And these people that are doing their part, that believe that they're the boss, they believe that they're running the show. They're not, and they probably know that back in the back of their head, but they're doing the work of Satan. And you can believe that or not, I guess, but that's what it really is. It's really, in the end, a true spiritual battle between good and evil, and you need to be on that winning side, folks. So yes, all of this stuff, it's bad, all of it's crazy, but it's not the end. It's certainly not the end for us. We have to keep your lamps filled with oil, your storehouses filled with grain, and keep your heart filled with the Father and His Word. Rely on the Holy Spirit to guide you, because I'm telling you, there's a whole lot more yet to come. Folks, we need to be getting our houses in order. We need to be preparing ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.